In 1978, a musical revolving around a group of seniors at Rydell High hit the cinema and became an instant classic. That film was Grease. Set in the 1950s, the story revolves around star-crossed lovers Sandy and Danny and their group of friends, the Pink Ladies and the T-Birds. Upon its release, the film's nostalgia, feel-good factor and original soundtrack made it a box office smash, and decades on, its enduring popularity has made it legendary. Today, we're going to revisit the guys and gals of Rydell High and see where they are today. John Travolta played greaser Danny. The part was originally offered to Henry Winkler of Happy Days fame, but the actor refused the part for fear of being typecast. Winkler later admitted regretting that decision. After Winkler's refusal, Travolta was cast in the lead role fresh off the success of Saturday Night Fever. The reception Grease received meant Travolta experienced a career high, having delivered 2 back-to-back hits. But what followed was a string of commercial and critical flops, as well as a few missed opportunities. Travolta was offered the lead in both American Gigolo and An Officer and a Gentleman, but turned down both parts. The roles eventually went to Richard Gere, making him a star. In the late 80s and early 90s, Travolta starred in the Look Who's Talking films, and although not well received critically, the films were a commercial success. But it was in 1994, when Travolta starred in Pulp Fiction, that his career experienced a resurgence. Travolta's portrayal of Vince Vega earned him his 2nd Academy Award nomination. Quentin Tarantino had originally wanted to cast Michael Madsen in the role, but when Madsen refused the part, the director turned to Travolta. Tarantino reportedly told Travolta that he was disappointed at how the actor's career had developed, and he wanted to help fix that. Following Pulp Fiction, Travolta was once again in demand and went on to star in a number of successful films, including Get Shorty and Face Off. However, he experienced a setback in 2000 when Battlefield Earth was released. The film was universally panned and a major critical and box office failure, frequently making lists counting down the worst films ever made. Based on a novel by L. Ron Hubbard, the founder of Scientology, the film was Travolta's pet project of many years. The actor is a well-known follower of Scientology, having followed the religion from the mid-70s. Travolta has been married to actress Kelly Preston since 1991. The pair met while filming The Experts in 1987, but as Preston was married at the time, neither acted on the attraction. 3 years later, they met again, and this time Preston was single, and the pair embarked on a romance. They had 3 children together, and in 2009 experienced tragedy as their eldest son died of a seizure. Travolta was heartbroken by the loss and credited his family, friends and Scientology with helping him heal. In 2012, Travolta faced controversy as 2 male masseurs accused him of sexual assault and battery. The actor denied the allegations and the lawsuits were subsequently dismissed. Travolta's love of flying is well known. The actor is a certified private pilot and owns a fleet of planes. His estate has its own runway and taxiway, allowing the actor to fly planes directly to and from his home. Over the years, Travolta and his Grease love interest, Olivia Newton-John, have remained good friends, reuniting on Newton-John's album To Sing Together. The pair were even rumoured to have briefly dated during the time of Grease. Newton-John was approached to play Sandy when the film's producer met her at a dinner party. Already an established music star at the time, she had also dabbled in film, but was unsuccessful. Her prior bad experience and the fact that she was 29 years old at the time made Newton-John wary of accepting the role of Sandy. She insisted on a screen test with Travolta to make sure she was right for the part. The chemistry between the pair was evident and Newton-John was cast as Sandy. After the success of Grease, Newton-John embraced a raunchier image, and in 1981 released one of her most famous singles, Physical. The upbeat tempo and the risque lyrics made the song both controversial and popular. From the late 80s, Newton-John's popularity cooled, although she continued to record and perform music. In 1992, she was diagnosed with breast cancer, and once in remission, she became an advocate for breast cancer research. Newton-John was married to actor Matt Lattanzi. The couple met in 1980 and went on to marry 4 years later. They had a daughter together, but the marriage did not last, and after 11 years as husband and wife, the pair divorced in 1995. Newton-John then embarked on a long-term relationship with cameraman Patrick McDermott. Her relationship made headlines when McDermott went missing at sea. Some suspected McDermott of faking his own death to avoid debts. Newton-John refused to comment on the speculation. In 2008, Newton-John married once again, this time to entrepreneur John Easterling. Presently, Newton-John still continues to actively tour and be involved in music. While Sandy was the quintessential girl next door, Rizzo was the resident bad girl at Rydell High. The feisty ringleader of the Pink Ladies was portrayed by Stockard Channing, who was the oldest principal cast member of Grease at 33. Channing's portrayal of one of the more complex supporting characters made the actress instantly popular. After Grease, Channing worked steadily in film, theatre and television. She was a respected actress, and in 1999 her career experienced a dramatic upward swing when she was cast in the highly successful American political drama The West Wing. Channing's portrayal as the First Lady once again brought her to the attention of the masses. Post the success of The West Wing, Channing continued to work on a variety of different projects. Throughout her career, she's been nominated for multiple acting awards, including Tonys, Emmys, Golden Globes, SAG Awards, and even an Academy Award. She has won 3 Emmys, 1 Tony, and 2 SAG Awards, and in 2012 was inducted into the American Theatre Hall of Fame. In her personal life, Channing has been married 4 times. Each marriage lasted for several years, however all ended in divorce. In the late 80s, she embarked on a relationship with cinematographer Daniel Gillam, and the pair have been together for almost 3 decades. In Grease, Sandy had Danny, and Rizzo was paired up with Kenickie, Danny's cool best friend, portrayed by Jeff Conaway. Conaway had in fact played Danny Zuko in the original Broadway production of Grease, on which the film was based. Conaway was originally meant to feature in one of the film's famous musical numbers, Grease Lightning. However, Travolta insisted on the song being his, resulting in Conaway losing out on the number. After the success of Grease, Conaway went on to play the role of Bobby Wheeler in the sitcom Taxi, but his drug addiction caused problems, and eventually it led to his firing from the show. Conaway continued to act and also pursued a music career, however none of those projects brought him any major success. He was married 3 times, the first time when he was 21 years old, but the short-lived union was annulled. His second marriage was to Olivia Newton-John's older sister, Rona Newton-John, who he'd met at a Grease cast party. The couple were together for 5 years before they divorced. His final marriage was to Kerry Young, and they were together for a decade before ending their marriage. Conaway went on to have another long-term relationship with actress and TV personality Vicky Lizzie. Conaway's issues with substance abuse was well documented, and in the late 80s he underwent treatment for his addictions. However, he relapsed in the mid-2000s. In 2008, Conaway appeared in Celebrity Rehab with Dr. Drew, and his deteriorated state shocked many fans who remembered Conaway from earlier in his career. In 2011, Conaway was found unconscious at a friend's house, and the actor later died. The cause of death was pneumonia, and doctors commented that the circumstances were complicated by the actor's drug use. Conaway was 60 years old. In Grease, Danny and Kenickie were flanked by the rest of the T-Birds, Doody, Sonny, and Putsy. In the original Broadway production, Doody was actually played by John Travolta. In the film version, Doody was played by Barry Pearl. Pearl went on to become a children's theatre and TV actor, playing Professor Tinkerput in Barney, a hit TV show revolving around a purple dinosaur. Pearl continues to act and has made minor appearances in House and Criminal Minds. Most recently, he had a small part in the 2012 film The Newest Pledge. The feature made little impact on its release. Sonny was portrayed by Michael Tucci, who embarked on an acting career 5 years prior to the release of Grease. He gave up a career in law to pursue musical theatre, much to his family's dismay. After Grease, Tucci continued to act in a number of moderately successful TV shows, including The Paper Chase, It's Gary Shandling's Show, and Diagnosis Murder. Tucci also became an acting coach in California. Tucci married Kathleen Mary Gately, a network executive, and the couple have 2 daughters together. The final member of the T-Birds was Putsy, portrayed by the only blonde member of the gang, Kelly Ward. Ward writes animation scripts and works as a director for Disney Television Animation. He has been married to homemaker Annette Foster since 1977, and the couple have 3 sons together. The T-Birds' female counterparts were the sassy Pink Ladies. Frenchie, the friendly beauty school dropout, was played by actress Didi Conn. She was the only principal Grease cast member to reprise her role in the sequel, Grease 2, which starred the then unknown 23-year-old Michelle Pfeiffer. Conn then went on to appear in the sitcom Benson for several years, followed by the PBS children's show Shining Time Station. In 1998, Conn published a memoir entitled Frenchie's Grease Scrapbook, detailing her time on Grease, the proceeds of which went to autistic children. Jan, the Pink Lady who was not so flatteringly wooed by Potsy with the line, "I think there's more to you than just fat," was played by Jamie Donnelly. 30 years old at the time, Donnelly was also prematurely grey and had to dye her hair black for the film. Prior to Grease, Donnelly was already an established theatre actress, but after the success of the film, she decided to quit acting. Instead, she became an acting coach in LA. In 1998, she returned to acting, appearing in small supporting roles in film and TV. And the final Pink Lady we turn our attention to is Marty Maraschino, played by Dina Beth Manoff, who was one of the youngest cast members, aged just 19. At the time of appearing in Grease, Manoff admitted to being overwhelmed by the experience and thinking she was fat and unattractive. Post-Grease, Manoff continued to act, appearing in Robert Redford's Oscar-winning film Ordinary People. She was featured in the 1988 horror film Child's Play and was the first character to be killed by the murderous doll, Chucky. She then went on to portray Carol Weston for 7 years in the NBC sitcom Empty Nest. Throughout the 90s and 2000s, Manoff continued to act in film and television, but in smaller supporting roles. Manoff has been married twice. Her first marriage, to Jean-Marc Joubert, lasted for 5 years, between 1980 to 1985. Manoff then married once more in 1997 to producer Arthur Mortel, and the pair went on to have 3 children together. And that concludes our roundup of what happened to the principal cast of one of the most iconic films ever made. We hope you enjoyed this video. And remember, for more videos like this, subscribe to London City Girl, and we'll see you next time.